Heretics, what's up, man? How's the studies going? Are you coping? Reminded me to clean my guitar. Haven't cleaned the fret. No, it's really just gathering gunk now. Like, oh my word. It's the problem with having multiple guitars. Like if you keep playing them, they won't get gunk because you are constantly cleaning them by playing them technically. But if your guitar sits for a while, then it's sort of like the oxidation process takes place, and then it's just becomes messy. So yeah, I'm glad I reminded you. That's good to hear that it's going well. Yeah, studies it can be overwhelming, but yeah, just take enough breaks. And some of these frets are really dirty. Yo. Oh yeah. I get that. Oh, that's the worst. This one as well. Like, but it mainly collects like for me from like fret 5 to maybe 15. The rest is pretty much fine, but like that area, it just builds up. It's a bit hot tonight. Yes, when I started out, I used Q-tips to clean those like the the grime from the sweat and oil. I used Q-tips, like just stuff like this, but that takes so damn long. So yeah, I just started using lemon oil for that as well. So it just does help quite a bit. Probably help if I can see what I'm doing. Hmm, interesting. Like uh, thicker gauge. Change only once before 6 months. It really depends on how often you play and also how much you sweat. Like it's also a big factor. Like as soon as you get new strings, like they're a lot more bright, so it's always nicer to play with them. But if you don't stretch them properly, once you put them on, then they're gonna go out of tune very frequently. So you sort of have to do a lot of bends in the beginning to sort of get your strings used to um, the tension that they're supposed to be at. But thicker gauge strings Again, depends on your tuning. For me, if I'm in standard E, I like playing with 9 gauge, just because it's so much easier to bend with. It's softer to touch. Like, it just makes a lot more sense. I don't want to fight the guitar. um, Obviously, people have various preferences, but I like the sound of the thinner strings. Like, they're a lot brighter. Yeah, it's just I like the sound a bit more. But I probably won't be able to tell the difference. Like, if you blindfold me, like, I think there's a number of these experiments and everything, but the physical feeling of them I can definitely feel, and it makes a big difference if I um, if I have lighter gauge strings. It just makes it so much more fun to play. When I tune down, the low E and A gets sloppy. That's the reason. Should I just change the low 2 strings to thicker gauge and keep the rest standard? If you're going to be tuning the lowest strings, then the best answer would be the safest answer would be tension wise, 10 gauge for E standard, and then 11 gauge for D standard, and then 12 gauge for C standard. So, like, every gauge you can sort of keep for a tuning and a half, I guess, if that makes sense. But if you're going to be going to drop tuning quite a bit, like, let's say you're going to go to drop D, it does help to get a thicker D string, a thicker 6th string, so that when you when you drop it, that the tension doesn't flop around too much. So for that, the very, very standard one will be like 10 to 42, the 10 gauge strings for E standard. So 10 to 42. So the best balance to get would be 10 to 46. So you can get a 10 to 42 pack, but then just get yourself a 46 string. You can get like a single string just for the lower one. So lowest you tune is drop B. Okay, you're definitely gonna need some different strings. The best strings for the down tuning stuff will be DR strings. They have a wide range of strings specifically designed for drop tuning. So I think just have a look at those. My go-to strings are Diodario. Like, Diodario is perfection for me. It's gorgeous. I've tried Elixirs, Cleartone, Ibanez, then some of the upper range Diodario stuff, and what's that other brand? There's Gibson, there's Fender, there's what's that? The Slinkies, the Ernie Balls. I've tried all of them, but I go back to this. Just this. That's the balance tension 9 to 40. It's extremely well priced. Like, this is, I think, like $6. No, not even. It's like $4 in this. $4 or $5. It plays amazing, sounds amazing, and it's incredibly affordable. So obviously there are the upper range Diodario ones that are like maybe $20 or something. Honestly, can't feel the difference. But yeah, like it really depends what you have access to. Yeah. That's also the thing. Like, import costs and everything is just such a major factor when it comes to any other stuff, really. Like, some guitars in America will be like, let's say they'll be $600, and then after taxes and import costs and customs and everything in South Africa, the final price will be like maybe like $1,100. So it's like you almost pay for the guitar twice just to get it here. So some stuff is really just irritating. Let you know when I buy. I'll take notes from you before buying. If you really want to get super into like the actual tension of everything, you can use the string tension calculator. I think it's stringjoy.com, something like that. And then you can actually map out according to your guitar scale length, because that's also, it's going to affect the tension. Like the shorter your scale length, the looser it's going to feel. The longer your scale length, the tighter it's going to feel. So there's all things that have a impact. But if you really want to get into like the whole what is the perfect string gauge for you, just have a look at stringjoy.com, and then you can sort of set each thing and check how much tension you really like. I have like 24 frets. Yeah. There's also 24 frets, but the scale length of this. So the scale length is from the top of the bridge to the top of the nut. So the length of the vibrating string. So typically on Strats, it'll be 25.5 inches. On Les Pauls, it'll be 24.5. And then on some extended range guitars, it'll be 26.5 to 27 inches. That all has an impact on the string tension that you have to tune the guitar to in order to get it to be according to pitch. But yeah, once you get that, have the same shape as your guitar as a chord X100. It's probably 25.5 then. So with this guitar, if I have 9 gauge strings on, I think each string will be having about 14 pounds of tension. So that's pretty much the number I sort of go with. The total tension on the actual guitar itself will be like, let's say, I think like 90 something pounds of tension. And the calculations and stuff, it does it for you. So you just have to literally say like, I want this gauge string on this position on the guitar, and this is my scale length. So then you just like fill in those things, and it'll tell you exactly what your total scale length, what your total tension is going to be on the body of the guitar, and what the total, what the single strings tension is going to be like. And if you have something that you really like playing, then you can sort of build a custom tension pack for yourself. And yeah, then you have like really, really nice strings. So the strings is such an important part. I really don't like playing on 10 gauge strings. Like it just does not work for me. It's ugh, man. The NuX MG300, really, really good. Extremely budget friendly, and the sound is really great. Just make sure that they have, I think they do, but just make sure if they have what do you call it, a place for impulse responses. If you can upload impulse responses, then perfection. It's probably one of the most budget friendly units to get. Like yeah, the NuX MG300. If you can spare the extra, get a Neural DSP Nano Cortex, but that is obviously probably double or triple the price. But for a budget processor, the NuX is fantastic. Like it has everything you need out of a processor. I would get that if you're going to be playing live. Like if you need something for live, get that. If you're just going to be playing in your bedroom or something, I would recommend getting yourself an audio interface, and then having software plugins on your device or something. Just want to play it through your amp. Yeah, like if you just want to play it through your amp, that's perfectly fine. You can use it as an effects, multi-effects pedal. So it'll have all the delays and reverbs and chorus and all that stuff. Some overdrives and everything. So yeah, you can definitely go for it. I've seen a bunch of them and they're fantastic. Extremely compact. They just work. Like, and I think does the MG300, does it have the volume pedal, the expression pedal? Because that does help quite a bit, especially if you're going to be playing live. It does help to have an expression pedal when you're playing live. But yeah, add some more oil to this. PC and laptop both broke down. Oh man. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Don't worry, man. I know the feels exactly. I feel so guilty. Well, when I was younger, when I was still in school, I felt so guilty asking my parents for anything because it's like they pay for my school fees, they pay for my food, and now I'm like, you know what? Can I also have a guitar? Can I also have this? Can I have that? So no, I feel you. Like it's very much yeah, it's a difficult thing. Like and I don't know if you also have this experience in. It might be a cultural thing, but like as a man, it feels you feel a little bit crappy having to ask for money. So it's a bit of a pride thing, but yeah, it's like it is a little bit more difficult. So yeah. No, that's a nice thing. Like you start at one point and you just keep growing. Like I have my first guitar is over here. My very first one, a Stag. This thing is, I think, maybe worth $60 or something. But I'm scalloping the neck. You see there? So it's really cool. Like I still have this. It's really fun to play. I'm just busy setting it up and everything. But um, like that's where I started. So and I was in, I think I was 12 when I got it. Oh, 2000. Yes, like I get you 100%. Yeah, every single expense. Like I also I skimped on food and stuff. Like I don't know if you got an allowance and or something like that. But when I went away for sports tours, then I would get like a food allowance for the day. And what I did was I would buy like the cheapest food I could find, so that when I come back home, I still have money left over that I can put towards an amp. Oh man, but yeah. Oh no, thank your parents for that. It's really such a blessing to receive something like that as a gift. Like it's really special. Yeah. Oh, thing is, you'll never really be satisfied. Um, like with anything like guitar wise. Once you get something, you're like, okay, cool, I have this, but now I want the next thing. Like I have that Duesenberg guitar in the other room, which is extremely expensive. But I'm still busy scrolling, looking at all the other guitars I want and everything. So it's like, oh man, at some point you just really need to just sit and be like, what I have is amazing, and yeah, just make it work. Like I played on this Stag. It's a very entry level guitar. I played on it for I think 3 years before I saved up enough money to get a new guitar, an Ibanez RG, which was amazing. I have it in the cupboard at the back. I haven't played it on stream yet, but that one is fantastic. And yeah, like just being, I always say, like if you think about gratitude, it's really just being aware that whatever you have can at any time be taken away. Like I consider myself to be at whatever level of playing guitar, but I can at any time be in a car accident, or I can develop some sort of injury or something, and then this ability to play guitar might be taken away from me at any time. Like you are at the mercy of fate. So it's like you just have to just enjoy every moment that you have with the guitar. Just be content with it. Like it doesn't mean you shouldn't want to improve and strive for greater things, but you must at least be content with what you have. Like um, it's really just such a blessing to be able to play guitar and just make music. A very cheap amp. It supports high gain distortion. Like it sounds Like it sounds much good compared to that price. It costs just so a processor. The thing is now you have your amp, and then you plug your processor into the amp. So now the processor will color the sound and everything and give you all the effects, but the actual amp is gonna really be the overarching decider of your tone. So the speaker cone, if it's I think it'll probably be a solid state something. If it's a 10-watt starter amp or something, it won't. You can buy the greatest multi effects to plug into it, but it's not going to sound as good as you maybe want. So I think if you are dedicated to playing through an amp, then I would definitely get a high quality amp, because that main sound is going to make the big difference. If I play now my very very expensive guitar through a 10-watt starter amp or something, the tone is going to be like very very subpar compared to if I play now through these digital amps that I have that are based on these other amps that are worth thousands and thousands of dollars. But I mean, I paid what, $80 for the software. So like really, I really am a firm supporter of digital. Like back in the day, it's really really cool to have a giant Marshall stack in front of you or behind you rather, and to be playing in a venue and everything. But it's not that practical anymore. Things are damn expensive. So I'd much rather have a digital amp that sounds exactly the same and costs a fraction of the price and isn't as heavy as an actual amp. Is another thing when you come to when it comes to like transporting and all these things, it becomes such a nightmare when your amps are so heavy. Sense sound of your amp and guitar is very good distortion. Okay, no, like it's there are exceptions, obviously. Like I had a very cheap, like even cheaper than that, 10-watt solid state amp that just really wasn't good. So I mean, you get if it's a valve state or like a valve amp or something that is also 10-watt, that's perfectly fine. It depends how it sounds to you. It can be very subjective, but there are general like ballpark stuff. So yeah, send me a recording there. I checked again on Instagram. I couldn't see your what you sent me. Let me just look here. Yeah, I think it was still showing me the like the arrow, the twisty arrow. So I couldn't see that. It says like I think you're in sleep mode. Oh, it's probably just because of the time. Yeah. But yeah, I think just send me a sample of what it sounds like, and then I can let you know. But the MG300 is really really good for if you're looking at multi effects. Like when I started out, I had that 10-watt amp. Then I bought a 100-watt Marshall amp, solid state, and the sound was totally better. Then I got myself some pedals. Yeah, please send me that video again so I can also have a look at that. Also gives me a bit more idea of your actual playing and everything, so I can maybe give you some advice on certain maybe movements that you make or playing decisions that you make. So I think if you can send me that video again, that'll be cool. Some of this gunk is just so stubborn. Ugh, I'm gonna have to get really up and personal with it. Okay, it's nice and cleaned up now. Now I just want to hydrate the fretboard a bit. I think that's in my other case. I'm gonna quickly get that. Oh, later rest, yeah, so good. I'll quickly have a look. Can't find the one thing I'm looking for. Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, let's have a look. This is very good. Oh, wow. That's very good. Wow. I thought you said you're a beginner. No, man. Yes, no, that's very good. Those pinch harmonics. Sure. No, really good, man. No, 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 like genuinely, this does not, this does not sound like a beginner at all. Like your timing, your intonation, your fretting, the fluency. There's not so much string noise. The pinch harmonics are perfectly there. Um, like no, this is not beginner territory. Like this is like a lot better. So my word, well done. Yeah, that'll be awesome. Let me have a look at that. No problem. It's also hearing the mess ups is the best part because then I can see how you recover, and the recovery is also just so important. So let me have a look. Sure. The tone also sounds just solid. So I see what you mean. That amp is actually really good. I've got so much junk here. I've really got to clean my desk. Mm-hmm. Ja, hier kan maar, ja. Everything's just hotter today. Ugh. Ja, hopefully it does end. E flat standard, complete ending like how's it go again? Um dick, oh yeah, it's that very bluesy sort of bend thing. Okay, I see it's come through. Let me have a listen. Insane. What the flip, man? No, this is not beginner stuff that you're playing. Like, a big thing for me with beginners is they cannot bend in pitch, and it's very painful to hear. But no, that is solid. Like, really well done. This is really not beginner. You sound exactly like an intermediate guitarist. So, no, you really don't have to be so hard on yourself. You've been playing for how long? Like, I would expect this sort of thing from someone who's been playing at least uh 3 years, I guess. Oh my word! Sure, that's crazy. Really well done. We're playing May 2024. No, that's incredible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, again, the technique aspect is by far the most important. Getting that right before you get your repetitions in, because if you're going to be practicing incorrect technique or something over and over and over and over, it's going to be a big problem. So, yeah. But no, that's you've really got some great. I assume you've got a great ear as well, because for bending as well, and Nothing Else Matters has a number of these sort of bending things. So it's super important just to be in pitch. So really well done. That's that's genuinely impressive. Few scales that help from messing some parts so that I can do some random improvisation. I get you. Yeah, improvisation. The best way I've come across to learning improvisation is, yeah, you need to know scales, I guess, like to a certain extent. The more important thing is to know how a scale sounds, and then how to sort of um, figure out where the rest of the notes are before you play them. Like, or you should hear the notes sort of before you play them, so that you can already know what you want to play. So just getting a mental note of what the scale is supposed to sound like is a very important thing. And then um, wait, I'm trying to send the cover of Video Drapery Falls. Oh yeah, I'll definitely check that out. But this is genuinely not beginner stuff that you're playing. This is stuff that people will take years to play properly. So no, really well done. Let's see if that'll come through. Yes, just listen to Nothing Else Matters again. Really well done. Crazy. Let's check. So in this recording, you use your earphones to record. Oh, it's giving the error again. Yeah. What the flip? I don't know. Maybe it's size. Maybe the size is too big. Because I could get the other two, but I don't know. This specific video just doesn't want to doesn't want to come through. Let me just open it. Again, this is what I play with. Balance tension 9 to 40. Very, very nice. Yeah, I think it probably is the size of the video, but that's all right. Right, and then I also have my. Yeah, I feel like one of those influencers, you know, like I've got my. You must tap on the stuff, that ASMR thing, and then be like, yeah, it's like, oh, this should probably take a sip of it or something. But no, this is a bit of a string lubricant, just at the joining points, like the bridge and the nut, so that it doesn't, so that it doesn't snap as easily. I don't have to stress too much about the audio quality. Like, that's not such a major thing. Well, I mean, for these purposes, obviously, if you want to now record something really special, okay, that worked. Let me have a listen. That's so cool. That's the song you sent me. I think it was it yesterday. To have a look at. Um, Sure. No, that's it's still again. It's like you've got things that show signs of someone who's much further along than they might think. So no, you can really be proud of your progress. I do want to show you one thing with your vibrato that you can maybe just work on, like yeah, a little bit of the vibrato stuff you can maybe just work on. I'll show you just now. I just want to restring the guitar. Also, another tip that I have for restringing the guitar: so you pull it strong, and then you check the position of the next post ahead, and then that's how much relief you generally need. And then you pinch it there, and then you pull it back to the first post, and then you bend it up there. Bend it up there. Then I take my fingers like this, and I have my index finger holding here. And then I went off the stream. Yeah, no, I said like, yeah, that is really really good. Like it's genuinely impressive. I wanted to just tell you, like, I want to show you something that you can work on with your vibrato. Just some things that you can maybe start practicing with that. But like genuinely, it's not it's not something you have to think is bad or anything. Like, you really have signs of someone who's been playing for much longer than you actually have. I just want to restring the guitar and then I'll show you. Okay. Here we go. Mhm. Oh. Waar is het ook aan? Ja. Want ik hem voor je aangeven. Oh, oké. Oh. Recorded both guitars separately while listening to the original. Yeah, no, I saw, like, really, the fact that you're able to strum like that on acoustic as well is something that's very, very good. I was not able to do that until I was playing, I think, 3 or 4 years. Like, the idea of strumming was such a impossible thing for me. Like, you know, the acoustic sort of thing that you're doing right now. Right now, you're doing like a 6/8 sort of groove, like that. Dun 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 dun. That sort of thing is extremely important. Being able to play on time with that, I could not do that in the beginning. I took a few years to be able to do that properly. To get an idea about the amp. Does it sound? Yeah, no, the amp sounds perfect. Like much better than my first amp. So you definitely sorted with that. So now just for effects and stuff, yeah, I think the MG will be solid. No, definitely. Compared to the price, that's like phenomenal. And then I just stretch the strings like this, because new strings always have a lot of they haven't been on tension, so yeah. Considering euros, oh man. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Yeah. If you send me any of that stuff, I'll you can send me like um a video of like maybe your left hand or your right hand, and I can give you some direct feedback on some of that stuff. It at least is a Friday, so like if you're staying up this late, it's not too bad. Okay, where's the rest of my strings? That's gorgeous. Oh, that guitar. Oh man, yeah, no, that's perfect. No, that's genuinely like an incredible guitar to begin with. Even just to play with for a very long time. Like that's a really good guitar. It's pretty much like this. It's like almost exactly the same, just as a tremolo. me see. Beautiful. Oh man, well done. Okay, is this Dave Mustaine? I feel like it has to be Dave Mustaine. Oh, sick, man. One thing well, it could also be Hetfield, but can't exactly see a face. But yeah, I I I really struggle to draw like figures, like people, landscapes and stuff. I can do, but when it comes to like figures or living things, it's extremely difficult for me. Like I struggle with that so much. I should really get one of those drills, like or that attachment for a drill. Oh, actually, I need a cordless drill and the attachment for it, so that I can just and then the guitar's restrung. I took a guitar setup and maintenance course with a guy by the name of Nuri, and he uses one of those things. Super super cool. I'll have a look now. Let me just finish this string. Oh wow, James Hetfield, yeah, man, that Avenged Sevenfold, the Skull and Bat Wings, incredible. Is that sure? Lewis Hamilton, Corey Taylor, these are really good. These are damn good. My word. Like, I think the coolest one for me will be Corey Taylor, just because the shading is so pronounced. Like my word, it's just that is incredible. No, you're very talented. I used to also draw quite a bit when I was still in school and stuff, but it just takes so much time, and yeah, It'd be nice to get back into it. I can only really draw with pencil, charcoal, and chalk. When it comes to using anything with color, it's so difficult for me because, like, yeah, I can understand tone, but when it comes to when you add color into it as well, it becomes just too difficult for me. I remember in school when we had to use paint. Like I cannot, I cannot do it. The consistency of it is just so difficult. It's just, ugh, it's so difficult. But pencil's really nice. Like that you can really do quite a lot with. Let me have a look. Oh wow. Yo, well done. It's really good. Yeah, YouTube's amazing, eh? You can really learn so much. You really have just so many resources available. I think the main thing is just to be teachable. Like a lot of people sort of feel feel like they know everything, and then you can't teach them anything because they already know everything apparently. So no, as long as you're teachable, you can really you can do so much. Everything just becomes a lot more fun um, if you assume you know nothing, and then you can really sort of just take it a lot further. Really motivated me. I never heard comments because no. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Like, yeah, my country is also. It's not really the uh, my city as well. It's not really like a metal place. uh, so no, don't worry. It's really as long as you enjoy it, like keep going. People might not um be interested or anything, but I mean, like, dude, enjoy it. Like, it's super fun. Like, listen to your music, wear what you want to wear. Epic. Any merch? No, no, not yet. No, eventually I'd love to. I'd love to have some merch and stuff. But yeah, no, not yet. Um, yeah, I have no idea how to even manage distribution channels and um, what do you call it? Yeah, like the sale of products in an online store. I'm not physical tangible products. I'm not really that good at when it comes to services like data and something intangible that I can sort of do quite a lot with online. But when it comes to actually like having a product and then a supply chain for the distribution and logistics of it, and that I have not got in place at this stage. Well, eventually, but yeah. Click one picture when I visited. Let me check. Amazing. Oh. Oh, I disagree, but but it is funny. It's really, really, really bright. Such a meme. That's from what do you call it? Is it Disciple? I think that's the main song that has that whole part in. It's a really really cool song. Huge believer of God too, but Slayer will always be amazing. Yeah, no, that's true. Like you sort of have to get to the point where you can separate, or where you can just use your brain really. Like to me, it's a lot like horror movies, where like people enjoy horror movies, but it doesn't mean they condone violence or torture or horror or anything like that. But it's like it's just cool to enjoy. So yeah, don't have to really buy Slayer. No, I haven't heard that. I skipped a lot of Slayer just because of the shock value was a little bit much in my in my town. So it was a bit taboo. But yeah, I listen to the very main stuff like Repentless, Raining Blood, Angel of Death, South of Heaven, Disciple, uh, Seasons in the Abyss. Um, oh, you say it's the best? One of the best songs. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah. Oh, but all the guys from these older bands, yo, they slowly, yeah, fate is claiming them. Like Jeff Hanneman was a while back. He passed away, I think, in 2013, and yo, that really sucked. Um, Marzipane meme. Unfortunately, uh, wait. I think I do remember something. The name sounds very familiar. Opinion on the Big Four. I've always considered Exodus instead of, dude. Absolutely. Like Anthrax just feels to be like there for some reason. Like I would first have Exodus there, and then I'll have Testament there, and then Anthrax I'll maybe consider. Like, but Exodus by far, like absolutely, no doubt. Like Metallica is fantastic. Um, Megadeth, incredible. Slayer, it's like they all occupy their own sort of place. Like Metallica's first album was just such a thrash blueprint, and then everything else became a lot more ballady and melodic and just genuinely just musical. When it comes to Megadeth, just their riffs and solos and stuff is just that's phenomenal. Slayer, the imagery obviously, and the just the aggression and the energy is just unmatched. And then Anthrax, I'm just like, okay, so Scott Ian has a beard and he's bald. Cool, cool. But yeah, so pure thrash, Exodus, Megadeth, Slayer tops. It's a very, very like divisive thing. Like the thing is, I got into Metallica first, and then I got into Slayer. I only recently, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, really actually listened to Megadeth properly, and I was like, I really actually just need to catch up on some of the stuff. So Megadeth is fantastic. I feel like I've missed out so many years of skipping them. Um, but there's one Exodus riff that is just like my absolute favorite. I think it's A Call to Arms. It's just so good. Uh, do you know that? Yeah, yeah. No, I think it happened. Was it Thursday? No, Wednesday. I think it was Thursday morning. yeah, that happened, and Hulk Hogan also passed away this week. I think it was today. But yeah, no, it's it's really sad because I know there's still so many of these great musicians and everyone that will eventually be claimed. it's terrible, but it's gonna happen, and it's inevitable. But I guess that's what makes all of this a lot more precious. It's just knowing that there is an end to it. I got into Metallica first two. By the time I started listening to music, I understood the thing. I mean, Metallica has top tier songs. Oh yeah, Damaging, Creeping Death. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, WWE, absolutely. Oh man, when I grew up, my main wrestler was Rey Mysterio. I was like, that is the guy. Rey Mysterio was just epic. I think he also passed away recently. I'm like, oh man. But I think when we were younger, I played SmackDown versus Raw 2006, and that was like the game on PS2. Like that was super fun. And like, oh thank goodness. The news, well, it said it'd be on 2:32 maybe. I'm always scared when I just restring my guitar. I'm like, oh, please let nothing snap. It is sometimes you have like a bad batch, and then it's a bit of a problem. And the strings, anyways, need to stretch now, so it's like. Almost there. Triple H. Oh, yes, yes. It's time to play the game. That was so cool. For me, Randy Orton was also really cool, just the RKO. And who had the Dead Man Walking song in the entrance? I can't remember who that was. And then there was another one that had This Fire Burns by Killswitch Engage as the intro song. Like, yeah, some of the stuff is just so good. This Fire Burns was CM Punk and Dead Man Walking. Oh, of course it was, yeah. Dead Man Walking, yeah. It's gonna spend out of tune now. See, already out of tune. Again. As far as Burns, undoubtedly, yes. Like Killswitch Engage has some fantastic ones. I was introduced to them through Guitar Hero 3, just because of yeah, that's where I started guitar. Like Guitar Hero 3 changed everything. And over there it was what? So cool. for the metalcore stuff, like I was extremely into As I Lay Dying, and then Mr. Tim Lambesis decided to hire a hitman to kill his wife, and I was like, okay, maybe maybe he's not such a great guy, but yeah. Man, calculate since last time you inspired me, and I borrowed an acoustic guitar, and I finally learned how to you really motivate me. I'm very, very glad to hear that. It's such a it's a privilege to be able to inspire. So you're welcome. Oh, James Hetfield. Yeah. James Hetfield is just a monster. For me, it was Slash. I started with Slash, and Slash was just it's just so cool. All his sort of stuff. Yeah. Master of Puppets. I just need to tune back up to standard again. My guitar's gonna go out of tune a number of times because I just put on new strings. So let me stretch it a little bit. Slash, Slash is just the rock and roll icon. He's the reason I wanted to get a Les Paul, and then I found out how expensive they were, and I'm like, you know what? An Ibanez is fantastic. Much better. Don't know if you saw last night, I was busy filing the 15th fret down a bit and crowning it and everything, and now it's just there's no buzz at all. Yes, you're right. Bullet for My Valentine. Yes, I can't believe I forgot about them. Yeah, Bullet for My Valentine. Yes. That was Hand of Blood was the first song, and then the Scream Aim Fire album was just like phenomenal. I was with my best friend driving to like the coastline for a sports tour, and then we listened to that Scream Aim Fire album on repeat. It was like a 5-hour drive. Oh man. So what's it? Master Puppets. Wait. I actually heard Bullet's version before I heard Metallica's version. I thought it was a Bullet for My Valentine song, and then they did the then I was like, oh wow, Metallica. Also, Welcome Home Sanitarium by Bullet for My Valentine. They also did a cover of that, and then I was like, what? These are great Metallica songs. Solo, I can't remember. And then I can't remember. Talented Master of Puppets. It's just mind blowing considering that's insane, right? Like I think about them, I think about Trivium, I think about like all these bands that just wrote this crazy stuff at such young age. I'm like, what What? It's crazy. Like when you look at Master Puppets, like the like what? How do you think of something like that? It's ridiculous. Yeah. I also went down a massive rabbit hole with Matt Heafy. I think it was like doing a talent show. He played some Metallica at a talent show, and then he joined the band and everything. And he was also originally in a black metal band at a time. I can't remember what it was called, but no, he was also a massive inspiration to me. The Shogun album is the reason I bought a 7-string. That is the reason I bought a 7-string. I'm like, I need to be able to play this. I need to be able to play Kiriste Gome and Shogun and Into the Mouth of Hell, and oh my word. No, like Matt Heafy is just, oh, he's phenomenal. Like I was, and also Down from the Sky, the then that other, I need 7 strings for it, but it's like down. So good. Wage War, yes, you're right. Wage War is also fantastic. Oh man, yeah, you're right. Some people are just naturally, they just have to play guitar. Like, oh my word, can play chop suey. There's pretty much just thirds that they do for that sort of thing. But I really actually need to learn chop suey fully. But I think my favorite System of a Down song will be BYOB. I think so. Is it difficult? I'm trying to learn Where's My Mind from Pixies. Is difficult. I'm not sure. I don't know the Pixies that well, or at all. I apologize. You're very right. Like, the thing is, a lot of bands started doing the that sort of like open string, and then you, that sort of thing. So Rattlehead has that, BYOB has that. If you look at Arch Enemy, Nemesis also has that. There we go. I was just telling you, Arch Enemy. Yeah. So. That thing. I was introduced to them, literally. I was introduced to Arch Enemy from I think Michael Amott. He played for Carcass. Um, and he played for Carcass, and then he moved to Arch Enemy, and then I was like, yeah. The first time I heard the Nemesis riff was, I think, I was playing it with a clean tone, and I was so confused. I was like, "This sounds really cool, but like, what is it?" And then they told me it's Nemesis, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So then I searched online for a song called Nemesis, and I found like a song called Nemesis, but from a different band called Shriekback, and I'm like, "This sounds nothing like what the person played." And then years down the line, I found out that the band is Arch Enemy, and I'm like, man. Form a melodic death metal band one day. Oh man, go for it. Like, just develop your skills, write some songs and everything. Um, one of the biggest misconceptions about playing in a band or anything like that, or like playing live, is that how good you are is the most important thing. It is 50%. The other 50% is your ability to work with people. When you have these sorts of things, like you kind of have to understand that people work a certain way. Oh, thank you, Marta. You must have a good day. Thank you. Cool. But when it comes to actually playing in a band or something, you kind of have to keep in mind that you're going to be working with people, and so 50% of the things that you're going to need to be doing is being reliable, showing up for sound check. Your word is your bond. If you say you're going to be at a certain place at this time, mean it. If you say you're going to be prepared, mean it. Like, you can be incredibly good, but if your attitude is wrong, the way you speak to people, the way you handle situations and everything is also wrong, it's not going to work. I've played in many situations where there are incredibly skilled musicians with terrible attitudes, and they don't last. They really don't last at all. It's the one thing I suck at. I have the least amount of friends, and like, I'm introverted as well. That's perfectly fine. Like, you don't have to be a people person. You just need to be able to stick to. You need to be able to be honest, and you need to be able to just stand up for yourself for certain things. You need to be able to take charge of certain things. Like, it's unfortunately just a soft skill you're gonna have to learn, even as an introvert. Like, I'm also an introvert, but you have to get to a point where you are comfortable with dealing with people and working with people. It is unfortunate reality. People are everything when it comes to anything. Like, when it comes to any sort of work, entertainment, people are everything, because people are the ones that make it happen. They're the ones that pay for everything. They're the ones that enjoy everything. They're the customer as well as the employer, sort of. They're the friend, and they are everything. So it is a skill you'll have to develop. It is a bit, as an introvert, it will push you a bit out of your comfort zone. Like, but it's not something that you can't learn. Like, you can develop it at any point. But it does help if you have your other 50% already in place. So the stuff you can control is how frequently you practice, how you actually practice. Like, what are you going to be practicing? How are you going to get better? What are you going to be doing? What is it that other people in the industry value? For instance, for a guitarist, what they really, really value is someone who knows how to sound check properly. What we do for sound check is pretty much this. That gives nothing to a sound guy. Like, cool, you're shredding and everything, but I mean, it gives nothing to a sound guy. What a sound guy needs to know is what is the loudest thing you're going to play, what is the softest thing you're going to play. Because they need to set your gain staging. They need to make sure, okay, so the loudest he's going to play is here. So we cannot put his gain any louder than that. And then for the quietest spots, okay, so we cannot put his noise gate on a certain level because it's going to exceed this threshold. And then also, what are you actually going to be playing in a song? Are you going to be playing in the actual song? Like people will sound check with. And it's like, you're not going to be playing that at all. So it's like, what the flip? So now the sound guy can't dial in what he has to in order to have it fit in the context of a mix. And when other people are sound checking, don't play. When the singer's sound checking, when the drummer's sound checking, don't think of it as your opportunity to noodle and to just impress the sound guy or something. The sound guy has heard people who are 1,000 times better than you and 1,000 times worse than you. So the sound guy is not necessarily the man you have to impress. He's there to do a job. So yeah, Heretics of the band. Just go for it. Like just start writing stuff. I need 6 or 7 more years, work on a guitar, and I'll think of starting the band. Like, just begin. Like you can just start writing your own stuff. It does help if you play alongside other musicians as well. So like if you can just join a band that already exists before starting your own, it does help, because a band can eventually become a burden if it's not managed properly. Like it'll start off as a passion, but then it'll become a burden if it's not managed properly. So joining a band, or at least just exposing yourself to the industry a little bit, is a very, very good way to start before you actually go full in for a band. But things you can currently do, you can practice, you can improve, you can write your own stuff. The packaging of band activities and everything, you'll really learn through experience. So I think if the more you expose yourself to the industry, the more the more you will grow as a musician. Problem is now in India, same as South Africa, metal isn't like the biggest genre. So you're gonna have to learn things that are a lot more common. Like for me, it's all this pop stuff, and funk and everything. So although the content that you're going to be playing is a bit different, the skills, the other 50%, is gonna the people skills, the band skills, all that stuff is extremely valuable. Yeah, I get you. Don't worry, I understand you 100%. This is extremely relatable. But again, it's I've been forced to also embrace other genres of music, and what that does is it opens doors, the industry doors to you. Now you can actually deal with the other 50%, developing the other 50% of your skills, because you still have your metal skills and everything. You can apply that whenever you want, but now you're going to be learning how to deal with people, how to handle conflict on stage and off stage. How are you gonna liaise with the various people, like the roadie crew, the sound people, the lights people, the event organizers, everyone involved in the logistics. Like you really start to develop an understanding of how everything comes together. So yeah, like, it's unfortunate. I also would love to play Bleed. To play Bleed live, but I'll break my arm, And yeah, there's not many opportunities to play something like that necessarily where I am, but I can still enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah, I have Bleep Bama Sugar as my alarm. My mom said, "What the hell, machine guns?" Yeah, I just went. Oh man, yeah. But Heretics, I'm gonna get some rest. I think you also need to get some rest. Guitar is at least set up now, so yeah. But I'm gonna get some rest, and yeah. But enjoy your stuff, and you can really be proud of how far you've developed as a musician. Like this is genuinely, and thing is, I see many musicians. Like I do a lot of teaching, and beginners are far behind where you currently are. So you don't have to be too hard on yourself. Just enjoy it. Rest well, man. Cheers.